Luno, the fastest, easiest way to buy Bitcoin. If you're just getting into crypto, it's the perfect place to start.
Hey, and welcome back to my show. It is, of course, sponsored by BlockFi. $250. There's links everywhere. It's powered by Heilpern Plus Capital, the VC firm, so go check them out. So, look who it is. It's my good friend, Jason Williams. What's up, Jason?
Hey, what's going on? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep, perfect. Yeah, we were, you caught me listening to the Congressional Hearing and live on Clubhouse with a group of people who are interested in regulatory kind of stuff. And so we're just doing a little feedback on that, but you pinged me and said you needed someone to fill in. So here I am. Gonna pass on lunch, pass on regulatory feedback.
No, I love that. Well, firstly, I appreciate your time. I've called you Giga Chad. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've called you Giga Chad because, like, what kind of person has to be only a Giga Chad that can literally just come online like that? No, I love it. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. But what is going on with this congressional hearing? I had no idea. Obviously, I'm in the UK. I didn't know this was happening. So give me the lowdown.
Yeah, it was a big deal. Like a lot of us had been kind of feeling a bit of doom and gloom about it because we had the big China move to ban mining. I kind of miscalculated the scope of it. I thought it may have been just like a shuffling of the deck and kind of weeding out some bad actors, but it appears that it's far reaching. That affected the market a little bit negatively. And then we knew that this hearing that Maxine Waters was putting up here today, the title of which was like, America is on fire. Is cryptocurrency going to burn down the world? Like really negative. I expected a lot of ESG, energy FUD, Tether FUD, and then tax confusion and regulatory confusion, the recurrent word of cryptocurrency versus Bitcoin, an attack on proof of work mining. You know, all of those topics came up, but I think it was a net win for Bitcoin in particular. I thought the people who were testifying as witnesses did a fair job, and I think some of the congressmen and congresswomen said ridiculously foolish things, comparing investments in cryptocurrency to playing the California lottery, for example, and recommending that as an alternative. It's like ridiculous. That Dogecoin is a threat to the US dollar is laughable. That Ethereum is a threat to Bitcoin. It's ludicrous. So look, my blood sugar is a little low, but my energy is always there. If I collapse, just call 9.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. I got you. It's cool. But yeah, it's really odd because I heard the other day somebody who, I don't know who it was. I'm not going to, maybe it was Elizabeth Warren. I don't know. I'm not American, but I think it was Elizabeth Warren that was sort of using Bitcoin and Doge in the same sentence, saying how they're a threat and they're bad for the environment and that, it's gambling and it's dangerous and it's unregulated. And I was just sort of thinking, how can you even put Doge and Bitcoin in the same sentence? Like, I know I, for one, love to sort of like joke about Doge. Like, I still think Doge is hilarious and I love it from that standpoint. It's dumb, yeah. So for those listening on audio, Jason has just written, it's dumb on a piece of paper, but it is. But I don't understand what was the point in this congressional hearing? Why did it start? I need background.
Well, I mean, these hearings are to explore regulatory positions and to introduce the discussion to the American people and to other Congress people who will be voting on topics. You know, there's an agenda behind all of this. Believe me, all of these folks are bought and paid for by industries. So you're talking.
God, it's awful.
Yeah, it's awful. So you're talking about some of the most regulated and entrenched institutions that have built America: oil, power, energy, the finance system, and here, Bitcoin kind of it has so many relevant I wouldn't even say implications. It crosses so many boundaries, and I think it catches people off guard. If you approach Bitcoin superficially, you may not respect it, but if you spend any time with it, and like I challenge your listeners to listen to Gigi's book, 21 Lessons. It's like the only Bitcoin book that I can finish at like 1.2 or 1.4x speed in like 2 hours. And I listen to it all the time when I drive to my second home. I really enjoy it. The 21 Lessons by Gigi, it's fantastic. And it just lights my brain on fire in regards to, how important Bitcoin is.
Well, what about it is good, because I'm finishing up a book right now and I'm a bit terrified to let the world see it. So go on.
Please. I wouldn't even do it justice. I mean, it takes you through all of the relevant topics of like the monetary system, why Bitcoin's Bitcoin, what mining is. It gets into some technical stuff because Gigi is an engineer, not an economist. He says he's non-technical, but the book is sort of technical. But it talks about things in such a way that's so inspiring to someone like me who tries to be a bit cognitively diverse in my own kind of approach to things. I'm not technical in terms of coding, but I do like science and math, and I enjoy pressure testing some of the things that are going on, like proof of work mining. It really bothers me when I hear people talk about Bitcoin mining as some type of like program that's randomizing numbers and competing for a reward. And that's what it is. So it's a giant waste of computational energy, this huge power hog that does absolutely nothing, right? That's not what it does. Like, I wish people would step back, and I'm asking technical people to challenge this. Bitcoin proof of work mining is an elegant timestamp server, because that's really what Satoshi created. It's keeping things in order, transactions in order, and then it places it in the block and then broadcasts that in a decentralized way where everyone has the proof of time. That's what Bitcoin mining does. It maintains the timing of this giant timestamp server. And why wouldn't that take energy? Give me a break.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, absolutely.
Give me a break.
Yeah, go on.
Give me a break.
Okay, so he's showing dumb again. No, you're 100% right. And I've been writing so much about this recently, and I'm writing about the difficulty adjustment. And I think everybody buys bits. Look, people buy Bitcoin, but not everybody who buys understands the intricacies or the elegance of the technology. And everything, you brought up China and everything that's gone on there. It doesn't matter. Of course, like we were saying, it's bigger than we thought. And I think I saw I think it's Zach Roel. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly. He was saying that you can't just plug an ASIC into a volcano. You can't just plug it in. Like, the infrastructure to mine takes time, and so obviously this will have an effect on the network, but the network will survive because of these delicate intricacies. Things like the difficulty adjustment will just kick in. And I'm absolutely with you. And I think that I'm actually happy that the FUD has come up. I like it because I personally have learned so much about it. More people are learning about it. It wouldn't have given everybody a reason, particularly Nick Carter. He did a great job of explaining this topic. It just wouldn't. If we continued going the way we were going, it really wouldn't. And I've learned so much, especially about the fact, like you said, everything uses energy, but it's about whether it's worth it, in terms of all the benefits of Bitcoin. I mean, obviously it's worth it.
I tend to find it offensive for someone to normalize energy. I mean, look, stop using a blow dryer.
Right.
It's not really
Christmas
necessary.
lights.
Yeah, and again, it's so dumb. Like, this is a really, like, that's the theme of the day. Like, these discussions, they're dumb. It's just so dumb to talk about, like, who should use power for what. And, like, I even tweeted today, climate crisis, laugh out loud. Like,
Wait.
Yeah.
I have a question. Okay, so this is obviously such a big thing. I mean, do you think the like Bitcoin aside, do you think that the climate crisis, do you think there's doom coming and the world is ending and we're all about to go underwater? Are you like a Greta Thunberg lover, or no, there's no climate crisis?
I just sit here and I listen to people like, oh, it's so hot because of carbon and people, we're destroying the planet. Like, I'm not sure about that. Like, I'm just not sure about that. I don't know if there's a climate crisis, or do you support that Bitcoin mining is destroying the planet?
No, certainly not. But like in terms of the wider conversation, what I think is really interesting, and somebody
aerosol cans are destroying the ozone. No, I'm asking you. Do you feel?
No, of course not.
Okay.
No.
Do you think that the combustion engine in our cars are destroying the earth? Like it's going to cause the end of civilization? Like, do you feel like that's going to happen?
I mean, not really. No. Not particularly. But what I want to say, though, about this topic, which is interesting, because somebody actually pointed this out to me. They said that, so when we were younger, I don't know what it was like in the States, but when I was younger in England, in school, the narrative we were taught is global warming, okay? Global warming. Oh, yeah, oh, nice, you got your UK passport. But you didn't grow up here. You didn't grow up here. You grew up over there. You always try and say that you're English, but you're just not. And trust me, you support Man U. If you were Mancunian, you'd be a whole different vibe if you were actually Mancunian. You are American through and through. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So,
my job is to distract you. So that
I know you're doing a good job of it. You're doing a good job of it. No, so when we were younger in the UK, where you were not, we were always taught about global warming. But now the catchphrase and the slogan has changed. Now it's the climate emergency. I mean, for me, the fact that you have like marketing campaigns behind things is always very concerning. I mean, I'm not going to get into, the good old pandemic. I can't be bothered, but I'll just say, if things are that deadly, you shouldn't need a marketing campaign behind it.
Yeah, I have, unfortunately, and I don't know when the US, it was recent, the last 10, 15 years, the United States made it legal for them to launch psychological operations against its citizens. We've used PSYOPs, which was like a special forces military thing, around the world during times of war, but it was made legal to use against US citizens. And I now have challenged a lot of my own beliefs, when it comes to these big headlines, climate change, UFOs, all this
Wait,
stuff.
I believe in UFOs. I believe in UFOs.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, now, like, all bets are off because the government's using psychological operations against its citizens. I don't know what's going on. I'm questioning everything now and trying to kind of primary source verify it. Like, if any UFO or any aliens are listening, stop by, pick me up. Let's do this. I want to know if you're real. I'm real. Let's rock.
Jason,
yeah.
Do you have a favorite conspiracy theory? Because I heard one which I'll share with you after, which was honestly so cool.
I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist. I've read Beyond a Pale Horse, and I love the Bilderberg group guys. It's always fun to think there's like a group of people in a very sultry environment with big leather chairs and drinking like cocktails that you have.
Oh, like the elite, like the Illuminati, the elite.
And they're going, raise the price of oil.
Yeah. And they sit at the table.
Pandemic. Double masks. Yeah, let's wear 2 masks. You've had your vaccine? Not good enough. There's Delta. We need to wear your masks.
No, I'm with you. I'm so with you. No, I do think that.
I don't know. Like, I was just like,
yeah.
But yeah, what's your favorite conspiracy theory?
No, wait. So there's definitely a table with a group of probably men where they sit at maybe like one woman or something, and they say this will be the agenda. No women?
No,
really?
No. They have like this, like a periodic table of elements, right? And they have a wheel on it. They like spin it, and they go thorium, and then they do some things, like that. No, there are no women in this.
Okay, fair. Okay, maybe I'll be the first woman, diversity. And
well, the cocktail waitress.
Oh yeah. No, but I'll be the first woman at the table. Like diversity. Come on, Jason. Okay, so this is my one. Okay, so I saw this on TikTok of all places. I love TikTok. And basically they were saying, that we're taught that the earth is made up of several layers. You've got like the core and the mantle, the mantle and the lava and all this stuff.
Oh, right.
Anyway, so apparently this is actually only a hypothesis. Nobody has actually physically seen this with their own eyes. Like, this is just the best hypothesis we have right now, and so we go with it and we teach it. But somebody basically came up with this whole theory that there could be this entire civilization living within Earth.
Definitely.
Like literally with, and as if like Earth is actually hollow.
Yeah.
And I love that. And apparently there was enough research to support it, but as if I've seen the research, I haven't. But loved it.
No, I think that's a great conspiracy. Another thing that I only recently was thinking about, and what's the guy's name? Eric Weinstein. He actually tweeted it, and it was just by coincidence. I had been listening to, gosh, what's the name of the book? It is called Cosmic Queries by what's the dude's name? Neil Tyson deGrasse. And from listening to that book, I was sitting at the ocean and I was like, you know what? It's so egocentric to think, and I think it's egotistical or egocentric.
Yeah.
I don't know what the right. So egotistical to think that aliens would be just interested in humans, right? Follow me here. Giant ocean, teeming with life. All of that life can communicate with each other and has giant ecosystems, right? We're a small component of all the things on Earth. So if another alien like civilization zoomed to Earth, why wouldn't they be interested in like ants? Like ants lift 15 times their body weight and create sophisticated civilizations. Or bees. Why wouldn't they spend their time with bees? Why does it always have to be like probing a human in the rectum?
Lovely. Thank you for the picture. Really appreciate that. But like, forget like what could be on planet Earth. I definitely think that there is stuff out there. So in some ways it is sort of egotistical to think that they would even be interested in us anyway. But basically when I called you a Giga Chad in the title, next to that, I don't know if you've seen, but I also said, is Bitcoin going to the moon? Is the super cycle still happening? Now you have a prediction for this year.
Yeah.
You're all for the super cycle, aren't you?
Well, I don't know if it's super cycle, but I do think we're solid six figures by the end of this year. Solid six figures. Yeah. I mean, right now, Bitcoin is, you can't see it. 34.
No, I can't see it. Oh, no. I'm looking at my computer.
Right.
34, yeah.
Like we're six figures by the end of this year, without a doubt, in my opinion. Like I think, and it could be like north of 200,000 by the end of this year.
Okay,
yeah,
so really, can you talk me? Okay, so can you talk me through how we're getting there? Because I'm definitely not against it. I feel like we've had our nice fair share of FUD. We've managed to survive it. China have been assholes. We've managed to, survive that. So how do we get to 200K by, let's say, December or November? That's what Max Kaiser says, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's like if you've ever read Sun Tzu, and Sun Tzu speaks about momentum and how you generate force, right? And it's like drawing a bow back, and the harder you pull it back, the more force and momentum you actually release once you do that. And I feel that we're getting to kind of an apex position with Bitcoin. You have energy FUD, you have institutional interest, you have all of the banks aping into positions, you have the first country calling Bitcoin legal tender. I think you're going to have a number of countries follow suit. Those countries then that are that have made Bitcoin legal tender are doing interesting things. One country, El Salvador, airdropping $150 million of Bitcoin on its citizens, $30 per citizen. It does something very interesting. One, it clarifies the fact that you can buy fractions of Bitcoin. Two, it lets people in a digital environment. Three, they've made it legal to settle debts. And I think you're going to see a number of Central American and South American countries. And I know for you US listeners, you don't understand geography. Central America is not like the middle of the United States. There's a whole segment of the world that has other countries. And then South America is not Miami. It's actually a whole nother continent. It's really cool. And there are countries there too. And these countries do other things other than what Americans do. So anyway, all of that momentum, you know, that bow being pulled back, right? The crack, whew, it's going to be released. That's going to send Bitcoin up, and away. And regulation is going to be favorable. Taxation is going to be favorable. The UK is bad. Like, they have a lot of bad things going on. Their teeth are bad. The weather's bad. It's pissing rain all the time. I don't even know if you really are English, because you got good teeth, but a lot of the teeth are not good. They got bad teeth. I don't know what happens there. It's that crappy food you guys eat or something.
To be honest, like, that's an actual difference though between Brits and Americans. Like, I will take that. Like, when I went to America, last time I was in America, I was like 18 or 19. Everybody had perfect teeth. Unbelievable. But wait, let's go back to El Salvador, because oh my God, it's so unbelievable. I want to go, and I think it will do so much for the country. Everybody's like, oh, it's so dangerous, you don't actually want to go. And perhaps maybe I won't go on my own. Maybe I'll go with a group of people or whatever. But I think
Peter McCormick, he does chores.
I know, I've seen, it's brilliant. But no, I think it's amazing. You know, Mexico doing this. Hopefully, we'll do something similar. I mean, I do think that it will be not just from like a financial and economic standpoint, but I think from like a tourist standpoint, it will be so good for the country, especially in cleaning it up, right?
Yeah, Layah, when you were just saying like, hey, I'd like to maybe go to El Salvador, someone should immediately create either a surf camp or a Bitcoin kind of like resort, right? Bang. And just start this Bitcoin tourism going, because there's so many wonderful things. Like, I would love to go to El Salvador and check out the volcanoes and see what they're doing with their mining. Or, you know, like, it could be an amazing...
Jason, can you do it? Jason, can you do it?
Yeah.
You can do it.
Your time, right.
You're a businessman. You're always like... You're always innovating.
The president doesn't follow me. He follows Peter McCormick.
We need to sort that out. You, me, and Peter need to get on a call. That's what needs to happen, and then we'll bring the president in.
I can't even get verified on Twitter. These guys, they hate me.
Why can't you get verified on Twitter? You're always on Fox and things like that. No.
I don't know. I won't accept it though. At this point, I officially renounce any attempt to verify me on Twitter.
Yeah, you don't want it.
Not anymore.
Fair enough. I
don't think I really wanted it in the first place, but now I definitely don't want it. You know what it is?
It's dumb. He's showing the piece of paper again. No, I love it. Wait, just lastly, because I don't want to like keep you too long, because I know you haven't eaten and you're low on your blood levels are low. Bless you. But basically, today I saw that a professor, a finance professor at NYU, said that Bitcoin.
Crap school, overpriced. Nouriel Roubini. How many years does it take to get a 4-year degree at NYU? That's what I want to know. How many years to get a 4-year degree at NYU, Nouriel Roubini? Go ahead, Layah.
What? What? What do you mean? Are you saying how like university can easily be done in like 1 year? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying people prolong it? Like, if this is an American thing, I'm not down with it.
It's totally engineered to take longer than 4 years so they can extract money from you, Layah. You know, it is dumb. I love using pictures, and there's no video to this interview. Is that this is a audio only video interview?
No, it's both. It's both.
Okay, so me using pictures isn't totally insane.
No, it's not totally insane.
Halfway insane.
Only, yeah. Like, I do have a nice amount of people that follow the Google and Apple podcast version. So that's cool. Wait, so before you run, because you've been such a gentleman coming on my show last minute, what are you working on at the moment? What are you doing? Let's get some self promo. Just plug Jason Williams.
I am in an intense bidding auction on Christie's right now. For those of you who don't know that, as an elegant, sophisticated British American, I'm a lover of fine art and wine and all kinds of sophisticated things. When you think of sophistication, you should think about the going Parabolic guy. I know I wear a baseball cap and t-shirts almost all the time, but I'm highly sophisticated. And so I'm trying to buy this ferocious art. This is Pride Month here in the United States, I think. And
globally.
And ferocious is amazing. And so I've got a $350,000 bid on one piece and a $220,000 bid on another piece. I'm trying to YOLO, live life. There's one right behind me. Right there is a ferocious original, and that's a Cantona jersey, the King, Manchester United, Eric the King Cantona. And that's what I'm working on right now. The auction's over in 1 hour and 31 minutes. I'm watching it very closely. The bid is with me. The bid is with me.
I love that. So you're just sitting on Christie's, buying stuff, bidding and trading on NFTs, right?
I'm bidding and then trolling the people who I'm competing against.
Nice. I like it.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah. And what are you doing the rest of the day?
After this, I'm working on this medical thing, building a bunch of primary care clinics here in the United States. That I'll work on this afternoon, some strategy meetings, and then the gym. Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to build these legs. Some people called me out. They said, hey, man, you got a lot of arms, but your legs look a little weak. So, I ain't going to take that. So I've been in the gym for the last 6 months, crushing legs 3 times a week. Layah, when you see me, you're going to go, what are you going to say? What do you think you're going to say?
I have no idea. Probably give you a hug, to be honest.
Yeah, but you're going to give me a hug, and then you're going to say, look at this guy's legs. I hadn't seen legs like this. 2 great oaks.
Can we see? Can you show us? Can you stand back and show us the legs?
No, I'm going to do a big reveal in El Salvador. I'm going to have very short shorts on, and I'm going to be walking with the president up the mountain, and people are going to be like, look at that guy's legs. Incredible legs.
This is the next thing you need to be when you do this, tourism industry in El Salvador. Yes. You need to be showing people volcanoes with muscly legs and just walking around, just being like, "This is that's me." My thing's gone off, and you need to just be showing people the muscly legs, the gorgeous volcanoes. Legs. This is what Bitcoin is about. Just sell it,
It's gonna be like, just let me paint the visual picture. My legs, Ronaldo, a volcano, Bitcoin mining. It's going to be a beautiful, beautiful thing. The world will be a better place. Climate change, no one will even think about it anymore. They'll be like, look at those calves.
I love it. No, the energy is great. You haven't eaten. No, honestly, Jason, I'm a huge fan. So I want to thank you so much for coming on my show. And I want to thank everyone for listening. I honestly think you're brilliant. So thanks so much, and enjoy working those legs at the gym.
I'm on it. Thanks. Good to see you.
Bye.